Hi, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome to my class. I am Casey and I love to teach. Okay, so today we want to talk about brand positioning. Brand positioning. When we're talking about brand positioning, it could be a business, it could be a personal brand, but it's all about positioning your brand so that the brand will be perceived in a certain way. There is a way we perceive every brand, but what we don't know is that these brands actually position themselves for us to perceive them in those ways. The businesses, the people we know for certain reasons, they are the ones that positioned themselves for us to know them for those reasons. So there are different kinds of position strategies. There are people who position themselves against another brand. You know a competitor. Let's use Coke and Pepsi as an example. Pepsi positions itself against Coca-Cola. You know, it positions itself to be the one you choose instead of Coke. There is Okay, that's one type of brand positioning. There is also what we call the hyper specialization, when you position yourself as the specialists, that when it comes to this matter, when it comes to this industry, when it comes to this field, na me be oga pata pata for this one. I'm sure you've read some adverts like that. Brands positioning themselves as the papa. It's a brand positioning strategy. There is also the leader based brand positioning, where you position yourself as the leader. Okay, it looks the same as the second one I mentioned, the hyper specialization. But the hyper specialization is when a brand is positioning itself as a specialist in a particular thing, as a specialist, not necessarily as the best. But the leader based brand positioning is when the brand is positioning itself as the best. The best when it comes to this, we are the best. Think of an industry when it comes to technology, laptops. The MacBook positions itself as the best. When it comes to phones, the iPhone positions itself as the best. You know, those are position strategies. We have the price based positionings. The brands that that position themselves as the affordable ones. So when you think of this, when you think of getting a product, you think about them as the most affordable ones. They are not really positioning themselves as the best, but the most affordable. Then there's the quality based approach. Now, with this approach, you justify, know, your high prices. You can say our prices are so high because our quality is the best. So you're using a quality based approach. You're positioning yourself as the best in quality. So there is also the value based approach. Now you're offering a value. You can actually combine the price based and the quality based and saying that when it comes to quality, we are the best and we're still affordable. You're offering value. Then you have the benefit driven approach. You position yourself solely based on the benefits that your competitors will get from choosing your brand. And then we have the disruptive brand positioning. A brand that comes in and changes the narrative. For instance, you have the Uber disrupting the taxi system. Okay, so they position themselves as the disruptive, the one that has come to change things, to change the way things used to be. We have the convenience based positioning, where you position yourself as the easy way out, the one that doesn't stress anybody. Okay, so I'm just mentioning all these things, so to get you ready because we've not started the class. Now let's start the class proper. I'm going to be sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to the very, very, very beginning. When we're talking about brand positioning, we're talking about making a brand have a certain narrative in the mind of its target audience. So, what space does the brand occupy in the consumer's mind with respect to competition? You have your competitors, you have your consumers, your target audience. What what do your consumers perceive you as? How do they see you as better than your competition? Okay, that is the major thing we need to have in mind when we talk about brand positioning. It's a game of influencing perception. You don't just let them think anything about you. You influence the perception the customers have about you, the perception your target audience has about you. So you're putting yourself or your business in a client's mind and clearly defining how you are different from your competitors. Okay. So I'm very, very sure you understand what brand positioning is now. Bringing an audience and a business together is the goal, the major goal, to bring an audience and a business together and to create a perception in the mind of the target audience that whenever they think of you, this is what they think about. So this is something you do intentionally. It's not something you don't accidentally position your brand. You do it intentionally. Maybe you already have a brand that you've been positioning wrongly. You can still reposition your brand. You can still change the narrative. There are some brands we know today that didn't start as what we know them as, but along the line they changed the story. So how are we going to do this for our brand? First of all, you have to be clear about the difference you're going to make in the life of your audience. What difference are you going to make in the life of your audience? What are they going to remember you for? Be very clear about this. What is your audience going to remember you for? What difference are you going to make in their lives? You establish this with what we call a positioning statement. You need a positioning statement, a statement that you use to position yourself in the mind of your target audience. Now, when you're crafting this statement, keep it very simple, easy to remember, very simple. Then identify the target audience. You must be clear about your target audience because remember we said you're positioning yourself in the mind of your target audience. So if you don't know your target audience, how do you position yourself in their minds? You get? So you have to identify your target audience and then be clear about the benefits. That's why we said that you have to define the difference you're going to make in their lives. So be very, very clear about the benefits they're going to get. Let it be shown in that positioning statement. Now the next one is take an honor. Don't be another whatever whatever. You know, for instance, a restaurant is already positioning itself as the number one African cuisine restaurant. African restaurant, no. Find a niche that is unoccupied. There are a lot of spaces that you can pick. A restaurant is already positioning itself as the number one in healthy meals. Find something else. I hope this my example is clear. Find something else. Like somebody's already positioning herself as the number one parenting coach. Find something else, okay? Don't go deep where the competition is already too high when there is still a lot of spaces for you to occupy. So it may still be that you're talking about parenting, but find another name, okay? Then be consistent. It takes consistency to establish whatever brand it's whatever brand positioning you want to establish in the mind of the people, whatever perception you want to establish in the mind of the people. It takes consistency to establish this. So you have to be consistent with that statement. You have to keep repeating the statement, pushing it out. Let us look at an example. Now, there is a company called Printivo. Printivo, what they do is that they print. We know that printing has been around for too long, but they modernized it in such a way that just you go to their website, you pick what you want to be printed for you, you put your designs, and then you pay, and you get it delivered to you. If you need graphic design to be done for you, you specify and you get it done for you. So they make printing so easy. And if you look at their branding statement, positioning statement, you see that they mentioned it there. Printivo aims to help African businesses, African printing. Hey, Printivo aims to help African businesses print, marketing, and business materials. Now let's look at what we talked about before. Keep it simple. Do you see how simple this is? Very, very, very brief. Now, identify the target audience. They said they are helping African businesses. African businesses. That's the target audience. African businesses. Very, very clear. Then, clear benefits. Look at the clear benefits. Print, marketing, and business materials with ease. That is the benefit they are offering. They are helping you to print, marketing, and business materials with ease. You see it? This is a very clear benefit. Take an unoccupied space. I don't know any other business that comes to your mind when we talk about printing. So this space is unoccupied, and they've collected it. Printivo with their name itself. Printivo. Once you hear their name, printing, marketing, and business materials comes to your mind. Now, consistency. They've been consistent for a long time. This is it. So their positioning statement gives you a perception. So if you're hearing about Printivo for the first time right now, I'm sure that in your mind you get the picture of a business that offers African businesses print, marketing, and business that prints, marketing, and business materials for businesses with ease. This is a very easy perception to register in the mind of people. So you have to give it time when you're trying to position, whether it's yourself, you're positioning, or your brand, whether it's a personal brand you're building or it's a business brand. The first thing is to have this kind of positive statement, have this kind of positioning statement that explains your benefit clearly. That is number one. We can't do everything in one day. So I just want us to get this one for today. Then another day we'll continue. So if you're looking for, how to position yourself, just start with this one that we learned today. Get a positioning statement that influences how the customer views you. You can now this is when you can now refer back to the strategies I spoke about when we were just starting. If you're trying to craft your positioning statement and you don't know what you want to be known for, look at the positioning strategies. Do you want to be known as a brand that is a major competitor of another brand? Is that what you're positioning yourself as? Or are you positioning yourself as a hyper specialist? You want, when an area is mentioned, you are remembered. So this will help you to craft your positioning statement. What strategy do you want to use to position yourself in the mind of your customers? Use that strategy to craft your positioning statement. Do you want to be known as a leader? You want to position yourself as the best, the orga. Use it to craft a positioning statement. Or do you want to position yourself as, the price-based positioning? You have a low-priced product. You know, there are people who are looking for products that is not so expensive. Do you want to position yourself as their go-to person, or do you want the quality-based approach? You want to position yourself as the one that, even though your prices are high, but your quality is good. Or you want to position yourself as the what is that value you offer? Use it to craft your positioning statement. Do you want to position yourself as the one who gives benefit? Are you using the benefit driven approach? Then offer the put benefit there. Look at this one now. Creativo, the benefit is that you print these things with ease. They posted it there. Ease. They actually use the benefit driven approach. They are not competing with any brand. They are not trying to say that they are the best or that their prices is low. But they are saying that we offer you this thing with ease, no more stress. Okay, ease and convenience too. I think this one, their method combines ease and convenience, benefit driven approach, and convenience based positioning. Or are you positioning? Do you want to position yourself as the disruptor, the one who changes the narrative? Whatever it is, use it to create a positioning statement. Let me know what brand you want to build, and drop your positioning statement in the comments below. I want to see it. Drop your positioning statement in the comments below. Drop your positioning statement in the comment below. I hope you've learned something from this class. Let me know what you learned, and please like and share so that others will see this too. We're going to continue this class next week, okay? But that depends on your feedback. If you want us to continue, let me know in the comments. If you feel that you don't understand anything, that you want us to repeat, or you want me to make it simpler, still let me know. Thank you, and God bless you.